Well, from blown leads to blown coverages. You already knew I was going with it. Now I don't know where this beef came from. I don't know where I can say where it came from. It came from a video clip that came up on Twitter. Asante Samuel's been saying this since he started his podcast. You know, he's been talking about cornerbacks and how they play and just the style of how cornerbacks play for a while now. And I knew Carl was gonna say that in the comments as well. I seen you on Twitter, but hey man, we're here now. So Coach Prime was doing a video. I guess it was at the draft, and he was just acting some. He was talking about a technique. It's called the T step, and he was showing people. He was like, "Why do you even want to do the T step?" So let me find the quote right here, and it says, "Coach Prime B T step." That boy right there, he's used to the bicycle step. Boom. All right, got it. Coach Prime said, if one of my players do that, the T step that he's talking about, I'm ripping their face mask off. And he kind of laughed about it. I think it was him and Bucky. They were talking about it. He showed them an example of stepping back, and then he did the T step. And I was like, okay, well, that's just Coach Prime. But it's, like I said, Asante Samuel had something to say, and he took to Twitter. And he said, once again, do not listen to this foolishness. Of course, he never learned how to T step. His athletic ability was under or was in another time. T step is the best technique to get the football. Not running out of the break. This is comedy. And then he showed a link to his podcast or his foundation, right? Bro, I would say to each his own. I was a T stepper. That makes sense. That's why you like MSU. But Deon replied, I'm joking, Carl. I'm joking. I'm joking. I just had to get my shots off. But Deon replied and said, Sir, foolishness. God bless you, my brother. Tell them what you really think. Really, hold up. This is what you really about, sir. You forever taking shots at the sky. And he said, Mickey Andrews responsible for teaching us what I teach, and it seemed to work like wonders for us, right? Boom. So the question is now, right? look, they're going crazy in the comments. But the question we have now is, did Asante Samuel have a better career than Deion Sanders as a cornerback? And that's the question. I was more so, this is interesting to me because the fact that these two, both of them are good. We all know what Prime is. We all know what Deion Sanders is. He's great when it comes to it. When it comes to pendulum swinging, as far as like who has more impact on a football team, we already know who's going to win that battle. It's Deon. There's no way in the world you can ever tell me there was a player that played on two teams that seen each other in the NFC Conference Championship that got them to the Super Bowl to beat. He was on the 49ers. They beat the Cowboys, went to the Super Bowl. He said, you know what? I'm a jump ship. I'm prime time. I'm going where the lights is at. Went over to Dallas. They ended up beating the 49ers, went on to the Super Bowl. So when you go there, I understand Asante gonna say, look, man, I can't fight that because I seen that. You had to study it because he was there before you. When it comes to them going back and forth about the technique, I'm with you on that one, Carl. I was like, whatever works best for you. It's kind of like how people shoot their free throws. They all know the real technique. Everybody has the true form and fashion in which they want to shoot a free throw. But whatever works for you that's gonna let you make the shot, do it. Prime saying what he said in the video, and you saying that the T step helps you get to wherever you at in your career, and you took offense to it. Some things you could just see and keep scrolling. That's what the whole internet is about. You can keep scrolling. You don't have to reply to everything. That's the one thing I always say about Michael Parsons. The fact that they even have to answer this question is we all know that Deion Sanders is the better cornerback between the two. Now, if you want to throw the stats out there, you can throw the stats out there. I know the one stat that Asante put up was basically saying 100 Deion Sanders, 188 games, 53 interceptions, 5 playoff interceptions, 2 Super Bowls. And Asante played 153 games, 51 interceptions, 7 playoff interceptions, 2 Super Bowls. You just want to throw that short stat out there and go back and forth with people on Twitter all day, you can do that, Asante. But as far as who had the overall impact to organizations when he went there, there's gonna be an Eagle fan somewhere saying like, "Oh my goodness, Asante did this," but I knew that's coming. I'm saying it's Deon. Like I said, we can go through the stats. We can talk about all of that. I know it's flat out Deon. I'm also wanting to come on here and talk about why did he take so much offense to what Prime had to say about the T step. If he want to teach his cornerbacks a different way of actually getting to the ball and covering wide receivers, don't be mad at that man for teaching them that. If it works for him and it works for them, cool. The fact that he said, if I see one of my players doing that, I'm ripping their face mask off, is because he's not teaching them to teach that. So that means they're going somewhere else and learning it and bringing it over to where he's at. And he's like, no, I didn't show you that. So whoever taught you that, you need to go back over there because that's not what we're doing over here. And Asante, if you want to do it the opposite way, that's on you. But don't go back and forth and start throwing out stats because people are starting to say what they're going to say. Because people know who Prime is. People know who you are, but people are just like, bro, Prime had a bigger impact. Fellas.
Yeah, like Asante Samuels, I like his confidence in himself. And he was a great player. He was really good. You know, he was an interception machine. He led the league in interceptions twice and pass deflections twice. But he always throw out the interception stat. Like it's the end all be all. Like if you have the most interceptions, you had a better year. Because his focus is the object is to get the ball, which is true. You want to get the ball. But for you to get the ball, they gotta throw it your way. I mean, Sauce Gardner, he don't never get interceptions, but he don't get the ball thrown his way a lot. This is how it is. You know what I mean? Like there's
That was different last season. He got thrown to a lot last season. He was getting cooked.
Oh, he's from last year? Yeah. Yeah. Last year he didn't have a. I mean, he wasn't getting. I won't say he was getting cooked last year. I mean, he has like probably to a standard. I wouldn't say he was getting cooked though. Like he was still one of the best corners in the league.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but what I'm saying is compared to his standard, he wasn't having a lot of great games last season.
Oh yeah, okay. But then like another like so that's how I look at it. I look at it like that's not the end all be all. Darrell Reeves had 1 year, and that's on top of my head. 1 year when he had like 6 interceptions, something like that. Matter of fact, we talked about it before. DeRon Bland and Trayvon Diggs.
There we go. I'm gonna say that's the one.
Both of them, Trayvon Diggs almost broke the record, right? He almost broke the record with most interceptions in the season. He was going crazy. How much he had, Tomo? Do you remember on top of your head? Well, he had a lot. He had a lot. But he also allowed almost one of the most yards in passing yards.
Not one of them. He allowed the most yards. It wasn't one of them. It was the most.
So a lot of people said, why didn't he?
All right, Dave. He need all that, Dave. I know we're a sports show. We ain't have to be precise. All right.
So a lot of people said, why didn't he win Defensive Player of the Year?
He had 11.
Like, he had 11. I'm like, bro, he was getting cooked. But then I remember people said like, but Stephon Gilmore led the league in interceptions and he won Defensive Player of the Year.
I was one of them people. Then I did my homework.
But he also locked down people also. Like he was a shutdown corner. Like he was legit the best corner in the league. PS2. He didn't lead the league in interceptions, but he won Defensive Player of the Year because he was locked down. So that's the Darrell Reeves, at least in my lifetime. I didn't grow up watching Deon, and I'm 34. So like Deon in his prime, I was a kid. But I saw Darrell Reeves when my brain was fully functioning. I knew what was going on. Darrell Reeves was a guy you put out there, and you ain't got to worry about him. This receiver's getting X'd out. Those are the best corners. Now you got Hawks. Like Asante said, was a Hawk. Like he would pick the ball off. CJ Gardner-Johnson is a Hawk. But is he the best safety in the league? No. But he is a ball hawk, though. He would take the ball from you. Then you got guys who are ball hawks and are shutdown corners. That's Deon. Deon was a ball hawk and a shutdown corner. So that's why, like, interception is not the end all be all. So obviously Deon is the better corner because you can literally put Deon somewhere on the receiver and then you ain't got to worry about him. Just like you could do with Darrell Reeves. PS2, Christian Gonzalez right now. I think he's like to that level. Like you could put him on somebody and leave him alone. We tried to do with Marshawn Lattimore, it didn't work.
That's a hamstring. That's a hamstring. He will be all right next year, right?
You see. So
I want my man playing the slot.
Bailey, exactly. Champ Bailey was a ball hawk and a shutdown corner. I remember Champ Bailey had a stat I saw one day when he didn't allow the red zone touchdown for like 20 games in a row, something like that. It was something crazy.
Champ was
different. Yeah. So shout down.
Daryl Green was different.
Yep. Shout out.
Charles Woodson was different. There's some dogs out there.
You must know where I'm going with this. Because he's not top 10.
Dang.
He's not even top 20. He's not top 20.
Whoa.
Asante Samuel is not top 10 or top 20, though. I'm sorry, he not. Prime, Rod Woodson.
Oh, he got a list. My man, go ahead.
Prime, Rod Woodson, Reavers, Champ Bailey, Charles Woodson, Night Train Lane, Mel Blount, Daryl Green, Ty Law, Mike Haynes, Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman was a better lockdown corner than he was. I understand that at the tail end of his career that it wasn't so good. That's because of injury.
He's talking about that's one thing I like about Richard Sherman.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And he had a great supporting cast around him.
He did, but he was still a shutdown corner.
Batman had safety help a lot too. But go ahead.
All I'm saying is you can name a lot of other corners that were better than Asante Samuel. You can go now, even if you eliminate him, I can go somewhere else. There was a guy, D'Angelo Hall.
Yeah, D'Angelo Hall. Shout out to Commanders.
He was nice. He was nice. I could even what's another corner I can name right now? Jimmy Johnson. He's an old corner. He used to play for the 49ers back in the day. He was a more of a shutdown corner than Asante Samuel was. When you think about Asante Samuel, yes, he was a ball hawk, but we've seen him get beat on plays as well. There's nothing. Asante Samuel is definitely one of the best cornerbacks we've seen play. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he's not great. I'm not saying that he's not legendary, but he's not even the best cornerback to ever play for the Patriots.
Dang.
I just named 3 of them.
And Reeves was there too. Yeah,
Reeves played there. Oh, yeah, Tyler played there, and Mike Haynes was another one. He's back in the day, but he played there too. So all of them were all of them were shut down corners. I'm just saying. And then Prime, I mean, like Carl said, this shouldn't even be a conversation. You talking about stats? This is key to what this is what Kev would say if he was in a situation. You gotta talk about the context. Stats ain't everything. Asante Samuel, yes, you had a season where you had 10 interceptions in one season. Yes, I get that. Don't matter. It don't matter how many interceptions you get in one season. We've seen that happen with 2 Cowboys players. I'm not gonna bring it up again, but we've seen that happen where someone's had a lot of interceptions, but they also give up a lot of yards. It don't mean nothing. Now you've had some great playoff games as well. I still remember that game where you was 1-on-1 against Marvin Harrison, and he only allowed four catches for like 40-something yards in that game. You played great. Y'all ended up winning. But Prime was in a different atmosphere. I'm sorry. His wide base, the way that he was able to just to line himself up against a corner, he would make it seem like he got beat. And his recovery speed was out of this world at that time. Like, the reason why corners jump jam and quick jam now is because of Prime. It's because of Prime. Do you not understand that? The reason why you were able to be so good is because you had to watch Prime.
That's it.
Like, come on, bro. I have other things that I can talk about when it comes to Prime, because I used to study Prime. Like, he was lightning quick when it was breaking the ball. He would mirror his receivers, and his close down speed was the best in the league during the time when he was there. He changed franchises. Like Asante Samuel, when you went to the Eagles, you didn't change the defense. You didn't change the franchise. Prime did that. Prime did that in back-to-back years. He did it with the 49ers, then went to the Cowboys, and did the same exact thing. You show me where you did that. You can't. So this conversation it should have been non-existent. He just, I don't know. He, like you said, he's a stat merchant. I said that he's a stat merchant. He's just looking at the stats and think that's the end all be all, and it's not. That doesn't tell the story. You gotta watch the tape.
Let me add one more thing to the stat merchant, right? Because stats equal accolades, right? And we're not even going to talk about the ultimate accolade because y'all got the 2 Super Bowls, but Pro Bowls and All Pros and Defensive Player of the Year. Like, the stats equal accolades. So that right there lets you know what Prime was at.
Prime got 8 All Pros and 8 Pro Bowls.
Like, and 1 Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
And 6 of those All Pros were first team All Pros.
Like that's it.
And Asante got 1, right?
1.
No,
All Pros? Now you got 2.
He got 2 All Pros? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the 2 years he led the league, probably. He had 10 and 9 1 year.
And then even if you look at passes deflected in their careers, yes, Asante Samuel got 164 and Prime only got 25. But that's because they threw the ball at you a lot more than they did the Prime.
That's what I'm saying. Like the pass deflection stats is like, bro. St. Jude's got a lot of pass deflections. I mean,
and I don't want to do this because Asante, like, he played in NFC East. You already know what quarterbacks in the NFC East gonna do when they got corner. They just gonna throw the ball over there anyway. So you're gonna get tried. Like that's just what happens when you're in the NFC East. I'm sorry. Look at Lattimore, like Joe said.
Unless you're Prime. Unless you're Prime, it's gonna happen. Because when Prime is with the Cowboys, they weren't trying that man that much.
Prime was a ghost. like
he
Dave
took
said,
away
you
the
would think
whole
he was
side of
open.
the field.
Bro, look,
Mike was like Wi-Fi.
In our team last year, pass deflections. Mikey Samerstill, he led with 14 because he's a rookie that was trying on. He had 14 pass breakups. Frankie Louver was second with 7. Benjamin St. Jude was tied with him with 7. Noah Igbenogany, come on, Tom, help me out.
Igbenogany.
He had 7. You see, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna throw it to him. They don't have opportunities to hit the ball down. Like, come on now.
Hey, Carl, you took it back with that one.
He definitely did take it back.
Terrence Newman over Asante Samuels? I don't know.
Terrence Newman
was a dog, Joe.
I want us to. I'm not saying Terrence Newman over him, but Asante Samuels was also a dog, though. He
was.
Terrence Newman, I don't know. I probably take Asante Samuels. I'm sorry.
It's a good argument.
If you're sitting in the draft room, we can go back and forth right up until like the last second. And he was like, all right, I might lean towards Asante, but yeah, it'll be a good fight.
I mean, you said it yourself. What's the ultimate stats? He got any All Pros? No.
I said stats equal accolades. If you want to bring up stats, see, in this one, I'm not bringing up stats. See, if I was Asante and I brought up stats, you might get me. Well,
Damian Lillard is out indefinitely with a blood clot in his right calf.